Hey guys, it's here, and today I'm doing a video on books that surprised me. And what I mean by surprised me is that I thought they were going to be good, but they were bad, and I thought they were going to be bad, but they were actually good, and they surprised me in the emotions I felt and if I liked the book or not. So that's basically what this video is about. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right in. The first book I'm going to be talking about in this video is A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. A List of Cages follows a high school senior named Adam Blake, who is the assistant to the school psychologist for the year as an elective, and this one day the school psychologist tells him to track down a boy who's been missing his psychology appointments. Oh, and also Adam has ADHD. Adam goes down and tracks this boy Julian, who he finds out was his foster brother from 5 years ago. And they form this beautiful friendship, and I love it so much. It's such a brotherly bond and friendship, and I love it so much. Julian is such a little cupcake. Any sweet item, name him. It's so beautiful, and I love this story so much. I raved about it last year in the last 2017, but I really didn't expect loving this book as much as I did, and it was a huge surprise. Just if you I will put a trigger warning on this for child abuse, as there are some graphic scenes related to that, but if you can read this book, I highly suggest it, because the bond between them is so good. I love it. The next book I'm going to be talking about is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. I honestly forgot what The Valiant is about. It's about Roman gladiators, and if you can't tell, I did not like this book. The Valiant follows the girl named who wants to be a gladiator, I think. I forgot what the story is, but I really did not like this book. I went in like so excited. I was like, ooh, female gladiator, this is gonna be such a feministic, cool, powerful book, and it just wasn't. I thought the romance was so cliche. I thought the writing was terrible. I'm sorry, I feel like I sound so mean, but I did not like this book. It was such a surprise because I went in thinking truly that I was gonna love it, but I just didn't. The next book, which was a surprise to me, was Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Heartless is, I'm showing that I have the copy of the book. It's I don't know if you can see it. It's like this the stack right here, and it's the third book, and I don't really feel like pulling it out and messing up the whole shelf. So the cover's right here. But Heartless is a Queen of Hearts retelling from the Queen of Hearts as a child, and I loved this book, and it was one of those books where I went in and I wasn't really expecting much. I don't know, I haven't really read Alice in Wonderland. It's been a really long time since I watched any of the movies, but I loved this book so much. It was so fun, and I was fascinated by the whole Queen of Hearts and the Joker relationship. There's another Marissa Meyer book on this list, and I can't wait to talk about it because they were both so good. The next book I'm going to be talking about on this list is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue follows our main character Henry Monty Montague, who is bred to be a gentleman, but he just can't be tamed. But he goes on this grand tour of Europe, and he has a crush on his best friend Percy, and they get into a bunch of shenanigans, and then Monty accidentally steals something, and it becomes this wild chase. It's so good, people. It's one of those books where I went in not expecting much, because I don't really read historical fiction a lot, and so I didn't know what I was expecting. But one of the best things about this book is the humor of the main character. I love his voice in this novel, and when I was reading, I actually wrote down this note was I don't know if you watch Gilmore Girls, you know Colin and Finn, and that's what I think that's what their names are. The two party dudes that were always with Logan, I think it was, and then that's literally what Monty reminded me of. It reminded me of those two guys from Gilmore Girls. The next book that surprised me was The Stardust Queen by Roshni Chokshi. This is a fantasy novel surrounding Indian mythology and based around that. This is a book that I went in and I wasn't a huge fan of. I really wanted to love it because The Stardust Queen has had so many great reviews, and I was so excited to delve into this Indian mythology that I'd never read about before. Then I went in, and it was a difficult read, and not just because the topic, it was because of the writing. The writing is very full of metaphors, which I did not like. It was I couldn't understand anything. It was actually one of my disappointing reads of last year, and it was just too flowery. She would, Roshin Chokshi in this book, she would over describe everything, and she would connect everything to like stars and magic and skies and like just like things that look or sound magical, and it just wasn't working for me. But then I read A Crown of Wishes and I really liked that, but A Stardust Queen just wasn't for me. The next book on this list is The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutowski. The Winter's Curse is a book that I went in and I was completely surprised. Again, I was not expecting it. I loved it so much. I loved the princess who is very princessy but is also very strong, if you know what I mean, because I've always seen books where the main character is more of a tomboy. In this, if it's in a royalty scene, then the princess is more of a tomboy and doesn't really go with the whole princess vibe. I also love a character who loves to be a girly girl, loves dresses, maybe makeup, clothes, accessories, but also is strong and badass and can hold a knife and aim a arrow and shoot a person. Those women are the best. It really shows that you don't have to be like strong looking on the outside to be strong on the inside. Anyway, I liked that book. I'm so sorry this video is all over the place. I don't know, my mind's just been weird. I have homework to do. I'm always filming in the middle of the day when I have homework to do. So yes, let's just the last book. Let's go. The last book on this list is a book I read really recently, and it is another Marissa Meyer book, and that is Renegades. Renegades is a story about, it's basically between heroes and villains, and it's about a girl named Nova who is bred to be a villain, and a guy named Adrian who is bred to be a hero, and they come together and they fall in love, and their conflicting ideas come together, and it's such a beautiful, nice, just fun book overall. I loved the dynamics between the anarchists, which are the villains, and the renegades, which are the heroes, and just all the political parts of the book about the city and how the history of how the villains came to rise and how the heroes came to rise then. And it's just overall, it's a beautiful book, and I can't wait for book 2. But yeah, that is all the books that surprised me, whether it was good, whether it was bad. I have a lot of books that surprised me and many more that will probably surprise me in the years to come. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!